We're at 27 seconds, and we're gonna get
Um,
through.
let me finish eating my bread. My bad.
Dude, why is dude just munching on bread before we're about to start? This is crazy.
I'll get ready.
What kind of bread is it?
Garlic bread
Okay, all
with the
right.
pasta.
Oh, you're just eating right now?
No, I was eating in between games. I'm ready.
Oh my gosh. Okay. All right. Ready? Let me sip my water real quick.
Typical.
Okay. Three, two, one, go.
Around anyway.
I'm not muted.
Hey, hey, back to 27
Back to
seconds.
27. Okay. Three, two, one, go. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game 2 of the first round playoffs of the 2020 Spring LCS. We got Cloud9 versus 100 Thieves. Cloud9 able to take the first matchup uh, in dominating fashion here. I am Rychans. I'm joined with Captain Narwhal for today's cast. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm doing all right, but let's get into these bans real quick. Pretty quick 3 bans off the start. Cloud9 going to ban the Set away. Very strong pick right now, especially 10.6. You can see that we're on patch 10.6. They're also going to ban a Kalista top rising in priority in the recent weeks.
Someday a super strong laner and super strong at all points of the game. Even considered one of the best top lanes matching Licorice in this league. And we see 3 bans coming out from 100 Thieves, starting with the Senna. Sven, very strong on it. Started, I think, was the first in NA to actually do the fasting Senna. And then we see the Gragas and Pantheon ban away, both from Blabber, as he's been great on those picks this split.
Yeah, 3rd ban from Cloud9 should be coming out soon. Uh, Maybe a jungler? Or I'm not really too sure what this one could be here. But we know it's gonna be good. I was wrong. It's the LeBlanc. So Ryoma has played a lot of LeBlanc. So it's one of his comfort picks for sure. But they 100 Thieves potentially looking to pick this mid lane right off the bat for him. Syndra is a prio pick right now in the meta. But picking early would result in Ryoma getting counterpicked. So it will actually be the Syndra locked in first pick for Ryoma. This would allow Niski to pick his laner in the first, ban phase or first pick phase, before the second set of bans come out. But they opt not to do that, and it's gonna be the Ornn picked up for Licorice and the Aphelios for Sven.
Usually I'd point out how the Syndra is a flex pick, but since this is Cody's son, I don't think mages are his forte. And so that is probably going to be in the mid lane, and that's why Cloud9 was insistent on picking up that Aphelios now. And then they also pick up the Ornn because Ornn still super strong. But then Trundle is there to counter. Ornn gets a lot of free resistances from his passive, and to have the Trundle out there to shred that is going to be super strong. And then when you see the Aatrox being hovered, that's a good matchup into the Ornn. Can actually trade with the healing that he has, and can actually shove the Ornn around and get some good fights in as well.
Yeah, Aatrox is a very strong pick into Ornn. Aatrox has that early game just aggression and tempo that he can use to control the lane. So looking forward to seeing someday use that in this early game matchup. 3rd lock in for Cloud9 is going to be the Kindred auto locked into the Trundle for Blabber. What do you think about Kindred?
Kindred, I think, is a great champion. One of my favorite junglers to play. And it's also very good into that Trundle because it can keep the range and bully the Trundle pretty hard with the E and the percent max health damage it has. And as well, it also keeps up good pressure. It can actually, because Kindred wants to look for those invades to actually get those camps. And if she can catch the Trundle, that's actually very good. It's a very good fight for her. So it's going to be interesting to see. And then we do see that Cloud9 does then ban the Varus away from Cody's son. And 100 Thieves respond with the Zillion ban.
Could this be a Trundle support?
I don't think so. I think Meteos loves his Trundle. And I think that it's going to be there. I think that's. I mean, I guess the banning out of the Zillion would lead to maybe say that's going to be there. But then with Cloud9 just responding with the Xayah ban, they don't care really about what the support could be, so they're just banning out other strong ADCs from Cody's son.
Fair enough, fair enough. Cody's son getting his champ pool pinched a little bit in the second rotation here. Definitely just safe banning the AD carries because we know that role hasn't been picked yet. Trundle still could be flexed, so no reason to ban support one way or the other. But the final ban from 100 Thieves is going to be the Nautilus. Nautilus is super strong as well. I mean, he has a lot of CC, he has a lot of lockdown, very strong for picks. And Niski is going to lock in the Zoe.
Niski is so good on this champion. He's performed so well on it, and he shows what it can really do. It can get lane control throughout like the entire game. Even into the Syndra, it's not that bad of a matchup. So he's able to get lane control and then actually move to the other sides of the map. Niski is a player who has become selfless, and so will give up things to actually get other lanes ahead. And then we see the instant Cogmaw lock in from 100 Thieves to counter this Aphelios. This is something that we haven't really been seeing at all, but matched up with that Janet or whatever support they choose, it's going to be interesting to see what it can actually do.
The Braum is locked in for stunt. Kog'Maw Braum in the bottom lane. It's interesting to me because, I mean, they got the Braum for the peel. They're going to be against the strong poke lane in this Aphelios and now Bard we saw picked up. So I expect that Cody Sun is going to get bullied a significant amount in this early game.
Yeah, I think this is actually very scary for that Kog'Maw because there's not all too much peel for him.
Yeah.
Like he's actually very exposed in these fights, and especially if Niski can actually matrix a kill around his front line and hit him, it's going to do massive damage. So it's going to be very important to see how they can do that. But then also with Vulcan finishing out with that Bard pick, I think this is an amazing pick into the Braum. It's able to punish him throughout the lane and is able to actually get so much done and negates a lot of what the Braum is powerful with.
Yeah, I think I agree. Kog'Maw is an interesting pick here for me. It just kind of confused me a little bit. Like, there's no mobility. He's very prone to just getting like CC locked. Like, you have the Sleepy Trouble bubble. You have Ornhorn to be called in. You have slows from Kindred. You have like the stuns and the stuns from Bard. So like, it's a very weird pick to me. But we finally do get into the match. Onto the Rift we go. Pretty standard runes and summoner spells all around here. Ryoma opting for the cleanse to get out of that Sleepy Trouble bubble from Niski. I think that's a very safe play.
I think the most interesting part of across the runes is actually the summoning spell book from Niski. He's opting to not go for like Comet or Electrocute, rather he's going for that. That's definitely, I think that gives you more plays to make across the map. And since he does have the sorcery second, I'm assuming that's going to be a Nimbus Cloak. And Nimbus Cloak is actually so good for Zoe because it also procs off the summoner spells she uses on her W.
Mm-hmm.
So she's getting a lot of free move speed at a lot more frequently than other champions. So it's going to be interesting to see what Niski can actually do.
Both of these teams setting up their early line of scrimmage in the river. I'm seeing a top lane start for both junglers here as Blabber and Meteos head towards their respective top camps at the same time. No early invades or anything. Just kidding, actually. Meteos and his solo laners walking up. They are spotted out on this ward, and Blabber and Licorice know. But we're going to see a 2v2 here. Meteos and Someday walking in, but Blabber and Licorice onto Meteos' smite to give him back a little bit of health, but Meteos is going to have to run with his life. I don't know about that one.
It's really interesting. I can see what they were going for, but they didn't actually know, or they weren't actually keen to the fact that Cloud9 was sitting there, and so now Meteos has to start leashless on this blue buff. And I think that just sets them so far behind with tempo-wise.
Yeah, doing that without any knowledge or vision is just kind of weird, especially like with the fact that they got spotted out in the ward. Blabber is now going to look to counter jungle away Meteos' red buff because of his slow start, but now Cody Sun going to get stunned against the wall here. A little bit of poke coming out, but not enough to be, to get a kill or put him in danger. Yeah, like I said before, Blabber going to secure away this red buff of Meteos, and Blabber is going to have the 3 buff start here.
Actually, in that bot lane engage, Cody Sun uses heal.
Oh
So that's
wow.
already a summoner spell advantage for Cloud9, and Blabber is now able to 3 camp or 3 buff Trundle because he's still just clearing his Gromp topside, and now he's maybe going to look up for these Krugs. But Meteos is just gonna fall even further behind if this keeps up.
Yeah, strong early game already from Cloud9, even 3 minutes in. You know, they get the heal out of the Kog'Maw, Cody's son. Blabber gets basically to do whatever he wants in his jungle because he gets the 3 buff. Meteos just has to, like, literally run around and try to find scraps here. Like, that's really tough. And now that first crab should go down in the bottom lane. I think the mark will be denied, though. That
Uh,
kindred mark onto the top scuttle crab. Potentially Meteos is in the area. He might look for a dive here onto Licorice, or at least a play, as Licorice goes in, knock up not connecting. And now he's in a 1v2 situation. Meteos pillar knocks Licorice back a little bit, but not enough to do anything really. No summoners burn, no anything from that play.
since Someday had just gotten into a trade with Licorice, he had no cooldown, so he wasn't actually able to follow up that play. And since Niski was able to get priority in this middle lane, he can just walk Niski over or Blabber over and make sure that he gets this completely for free. So not only did Meteos get 3 buffed, but he also got double scuttled.
Double crabbed and 3 buffed is not what you want, not a situation you want to be in when you're the jungle. But flash forward, Vulcan stunned onto Cody's son. The roots could be there in the near future, but the flamethrower from Zven gonna burn him down a little bit, but not enough to get a kill. Cody's son having to burn his flash.
This is what I was talking about with the Braum into Bard. Whenever the Braum tries to hop on something using his W, that's a free stun for the Bard.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's very hard for them to actually do anything, especially with how weak the Kog'Maw is in comparison to the Aphelios. And while Aphelios is also known to scale, it's not like he has a super weak early game, so he's still able to push around with these abilities that he's getting from his different treasure in that bot lane.
Yeah, great points. And we do see the CS lead already building up in that bot lane for Sven. 14 CS up for him. In the mid lane, it's about even. In the jungle, though, Blabber has about a 2 camp advantage. In the top lane, 4 CS in favor of Someday, but it looks like he's pushing that wave into Licorice, if I see correctly. Licorice looking for an engage here onto Someday. A lot of damage going to chunk him to under half health, but no kill is there. Now, Blabber gets the opportunity to get into Meteos' jungle and take away this Gromp for another mark.
Yeah, this is already his second, maybe third mark. Oh no, I know kills have fallen, so this is his second mark, and that's
This
actually so big for Kindred. And they do see the Someday teleport, so they
TP.
might actually look for something.
Blabber over the wall into Someday, finds himself in a losing 1v1 situation, but Licorice is here. Someday gonna be able to just dash over the wall if he so chooses, but he does not. There you go, finally. Dashing over the wall to safety. Blabber went in a bit too early there, I think.
Yeah, I think he might not have actually seen the TP, but that was very interesting to see him hop over that wall right into the Aatrox.
Yeah.
But I guess it worked out in the end. He was able to clear the control ward, and now, but we do see now Someday actually looking up and trying to find the Kindred.
Yeah, Someday knock up 1 will land onto Blabber. Knock up 2 not there. But C9 now looking to turn this around. We have Niski roaming up from the mid lane. Flash from Licorice will secure the knockup, but a Someday flashing over the wall. Blabber to follow right away, and Niski with the max range paddle star will secure the first blood.
I don't really know what Someday was planning to accomplish there. He knew that his jungler was on the other side of the map, and he knew that Ornn could be there. So it was a 2v1 at best for him,
Yeah.
and
Meanwhile, into the
he
bot lane,
just
though, cut you off a little bit. A lot of trading going on. Cody Sun and Stunt taken below half health. And this Cloud9 bot lane is threatening, but let's get into this replay like you were talking about.
yeah, as we can see on this replay, his jungler's at their blue quadrant, so there's no way he can join. And then his mid laner's also backing, so this is turning into a 3v1 so quickly. So I don't really know what his intention was. The best, I guess, he could maybe kill the Kindred, but he just ends up dying for free, giving a double assisted kill to Cloud9.
Yeah, a little bit of a donation by Someday there. But if you're Cloud9, you'll take it, right? I mean, why not? But actually, with that play going on, that 3-man commit up to the top lane, Meteos and the bot lane of 100 Thieves secured that first Ocean Dragon. So a little bit of regen for them in the early game. Try to stem the bleeding a little bit. And meanwhile, Blabber's back in the counter jungling.
Yeah, that's actually, I didn't even notice that, but that's super impactful for the side of 100 Thieves because they actually pick up something where it was
Oh.
just a completely lost play.
Dive
But
coming out into the bot lane, stun onto Cody Sun under the tower, as well as the TP committed from Licorice. Ornhorn will spell death for both members, and Blabber will take one, and Licorice will take one.
because the Braum actually threw up his shield too early, he was not able to block up the Ornhorn, but I don't even think that made much of a difference. There were just so many people there and nothing in the form of a response for 100 Thieves.
Yeah, you can't really do much in a 4v2 situation under the tower. I mean, all the ultimates were burned. With that commit though, Meteos able to start up this Rift Herald. There should be no contest really. Even Ryoma and Someday walking over for further assistance, but I don't think it's needed that much. Rift Herald will go over to 100 Thieves.
This is Meteos is looking for something on the other side of the map, while his team is getting the other end of unfortunate plays. But
Oof.
it's definitely it. Oh, Stun just got very chunked out, and Niski goes forward with the ignite he just picked up, and his Zoe's already doing so much.
Yeah, Zoe is strong, and Niski is even stronger on the champion. Stunned up though, Ryoma could look for something, but not there. Flash is available for both of these mid laners, as well as a lot of members congregating around that mid lane, potentially looking for a play, but end up not doing anything. But now there's a three-man collapse into the blue side jungle of Cloud9. Licorice and Blabber looking to take away this blue buff. Actually, they're just going for the tower, I guess. Full 5-play tower. But Cloud9 is there to react to this. Knock up onto stunt. And a lot of damage. He's having to burn the flash to get away. And now Meteos is here. But it's a 4v3 situation. Ryoma finally joining it up. And I don't know what that play was. That was just kind of desperation, maybe? I don't...
It looks like 100 Thieves is already in a very desperate mindset, but also this whole time Aphelios was just getting free plates for himself top lane. So I actually lose so much off of that. I don't know how many plates were up here, but Aphelios got a lot of free gold, and he might be able to even finish off this turret at only 10 minutes. He's just been free farming. He's 30 CS
Oof.
up on this Kog'Maw.
30 CS up, as well as the 2 assists here. Potentially gonna finish this Essence Reaver off of this back. Yes, he will, along with that Pinkwood buy. We do have the Dragon spawning in 45 seconds, so we'll like to see. I don't imagine 100 Thieves can contest this that much. I mean, they're in a pretty disadvantageous position here. They're down 3,500 gold, and it's only 10 minutes in. That gold lead is just gonna increase here as Licorice whacks down at this bottom tower, as well as Blabber. Blabber's there for reinforcements, but I don't really know what they can do to come back.
Yeah, now Sven is picking up, or 100 Thieves is trying to pick up a couple plays of their own, as they look to be an engage.
Yeah, looks to be an engage. Flash 4 from Cody Sandrazi will land onto him, and he should go down after one more auto. No, not yet. Bard ulti lands onto him, flashing forward. Niski will secure that last hit, but Ryoma is here. A lot of damage from him. Vulcan taking pretty low. Ulti unleash. Scout of the Week is there onto Niski, but not enough damage to take him down. Trouble Bubble onto Ryoma will land in a long max range Paddle Star, along with the stun from Vulcan. Not enough. Niski, they're trying for a little more, but still Ryoma and Stunt holding it out with very low health bars. Sven will get stunned up. Oh, but then flash forward. Niski double Paddle Star onto Ryoma, and I don't know who the other person was actually, but Mito's trying to turn it, not able to do that, and triple kill for Niski.
That was so. I loved watching that from Niski. Niski on this champion is able to do so much. And we look at this. Sven is trying to push these guys off the turret as they see Niski rolling up. But Meteos is already here and Vulcan is not here yet. Sven gets chunked out really well by the side of 100 Thieves. And Cody Sun was barely not finished off by Niski. The Bardol does hit onto him, but Vulcan very nearly missed his kill. And then we see him them flash forward and finish that, and then can see a little bit more training going on as we get back into the game.
Niski with just so much damage in that team fight, but Cody Sun in a so difficult position, almost getting full 100 to 0'd by Niski in that play, having to burn the heal. Now Stun finds himself in a bad spot. One more Paddle Star is there, and Niski is gonna go dominating.
I guess like Rift Herald was timing out because they just played 100 Thieves just placed it in the mid lane as they're getting their turret shoved
Oh,
in.
it looks like a top lane though. Ryoma and Sven, the 1v1 Unleash Power is not available for Ryoma. So Sven is able to stay alive after getting chunked to about like 100 health.
This Rift Herald then just falls for free, so that Rift Herald that I lauded 100 Thieves for picking up earlier just falls in as nothing.
Yeah, missed opportunities all around for 100 Thieves. But Cloud9 is just playing this game very well, right? They have the 4-man collapse. Could look for a dive here. Probably not. They have no wave. And they don't really need to. Like, they're already so far ahead that they don't have to make any, like, dumb plays to try to throw anything. But Licorice and Meteos fighting it out. Meteos seems to be in a tough spot here, but he's still running. The ultimate is there. Ornhorn sounded, knock up onto Meteos, will spell his death for sure. But now Ryoma is there, stun onto Blabber. None of the CCs from Cloud9 will land. And Nisqy and everyone else will be able to get out with their life.
And as I mentioned in the champion select and champ select, Meteos got so tanky when he ulted the Licorice. Like he was taking so little damage from the actual abilities of Cloud9, but in the 1v4, it's nothing's gonna be enough for that Trundle.
1v4s are not the best spots to be in. Just let's highlight Nisqy real quick. 6-0 on this Zoe. He has the Ludens completed. He's gonna back. He has a 10 stack Dark Seal that was just upgraded to a Magi's. Stopwatch is available as well too. So he is just ridiculously strong right now in this game. And I don't know how 100 Thieves can stop him.
No, we showed that. I was talking about how earlier also how Kog'Maw is in a lot of danger with that Zoe. And we saw in the mid lane he almost got completely one shot from full health.
Yeah, he had to burn. He burned the heal and still almost died. So that just shows the power of this Zoe pick, and especially Nisqy on it, right? Nisqy's made a name for himself playing these long range like champions like Zoe. Just playing aggressive champions, and his aggressive playstyle just, you know, people don't expect it, right? So he's able to just get these leads. But now into the top lane, 3v3 situation, teleport from Someday in, our ulti from Bart onto 2 members. Meanwhile, the TP from Licorice finds himself in the backline, will take the portal to safety, but Nisqy and Ryoma fighting on the bottom side. Nothing yet. Both teams are just going to be able to walk out. That was a 5v5 that just wasn't taken. Like,
I think that was such a good Bard ult from Vulcan to actually dissuade that. He ulted, I believe it was Kog'Maw and Braum there.
yeah.
So there was at that point there's nothing that 100 Thieves could actually do to engage since 2 of their members are just not there. And so that was huge, and now they're able to pick up 2 mid turrets off of that.
Yeah, this Rift Herald spawn able to connect onto 2 towers of 100 Thieves and the charge onto the inhib tower as well. So this is an inhib tower for Cloud9. They're going to keep going onto the inhib maybe? No, they decide to back off. They decide to reset a little bit. There's a dragon spawning in 20 seconds, so they'll look to just, you know, take away the jungle camps, set up some vision on their way out, and then collect this second dragon for themselves.
Kog'Maw even, Cody-san understood that there really wasn't much that could be done there, so he just stayed top and collected in some farm for himself to try to catch up.
Yeah, almost getting that top tower, but in the bush, a little bit of a bush cheese here, not gonna be enough damage to actually kill a stun after face checking into that bush. So now Cloud9 turns to the Mountain Dragon, which would be their second dragon of the game at 16 minutes and 45 seconds into the game.
This lead from Cloud9 is already looking insurmountable. This is their second dragon, and they're on their way to like a 27-minute solo bout. And if they keep this up, this is for sure a second victory and then match point for Cloud9.
I mean, they are up 9,000 gold. So at 17 minutes, 9,000 gold is like a pretty insane lead. Like, I don't... There'd have to be
like
some serious throws.
Just compare the items of Zoe and Syndra.
Yeah,
Zoe has her full Ludens, Medjai's, full boots, stopwatch, crafting pot, Doran's. Yeah, Syndra has the components to her Ludens, boots, and 2 Doran's rings.
Yeah, the damage difference is just so insane. And I mean, sure, good job, Ryoma. You have like a 10 CS, a 12 CS lead. Did yours freeze?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not just me. Good job,
No.
Ryoma. You have a 10 CS lead, but like, whatever. Like
Looks-
you're still getting destroyed. Damage.
Yeah, it looks like the game is a little bit frozen up here as the player cams are still switching, but if we can take this opportunity to look at the game state. Because as we were just talking about the items in the mid lane, in the ADC, Kog'Maw hasn't finished his bork yet, and he just is leaving base. And it does look like we have a little bit of technical difficulties here. So we will see what that's about as we keep you entertained for a bit.
Wait a little bit longer to see what is going on in this game, but yeah, I mean, Cloud9 looking so dominant, Blabber literally having his way in the early game, able to do whatever he wanted. Like he 3-buffed Meteos, he got the early pressure in lanes, he double scuttled as well. Like that's as good of a start as you want. That's as good of a start as you can get if you're playing jungle, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it's Blabber's having a really good game, and not even we've already hit it so much, but Niski is just popping off this game.
yeah, Niski showing why he should be the MVP of the split here. Putting the team on his back, carrying 6-0-0 on the Zoe so far. Obviously we don't have a game to watch right now, but I imagine that there'll be more where that came from for him. I just want to go back to this talk about this Kog'Maw pick, right? We were questioning it in the early game. We were questioning it in Champ Select, but like I think our questions were proven to be like pretty valid, right? I mean, Cody Sun is having the worst time playing this game right now.
I think part of the failure of that is that it was chosen with the Braum. While yes, you want something big and beefy on that team, I feel that needs to be filled in another spot. Because Kog'Maw thrives, especially when he's given an Enchanter support.
Right.
So if in that situation he was given like a Janna, Lulu, or Karma, I feel that would have been immensely better. And then you also wouldn't have gotten counterpicked by the Bard that easily.
Right, yeah. I mean, they were even hovering the Janna, so they knew of that possibility, but then opted for the Braum instead. I mean, they already have a tank in Trundle, right? They already have like a half tank kind of with Aatrox. Like, well, I don't think they needed a full on another like tank support pick. I think that Janna would have been fine. I think Lulu would have been fine. But
I guess part of the Braum pick also is to counter that Ornn ultimate, since he can just negate the whole thing with his shield.
yeah, that makes sense.
But it's not, since they have fallen so far behind, it's not proving effective.
Additionally, like also Miss Fortune was open. Like it's not like the AD carry pool was like super limited. They did throw 2 bans there, but like Miss Fortune was open. I mean, like Varus was open. Like there's still a lot of picks that were open that could have been taken instead. But we are finally back into the game now. As we crest the 18-minute mark, Cloud9 up 9-1. But now Licorice finds himself in the middle of 3 members under the tower here. He will inevitably go down, and that's the gold reset for Cody Sun. He finally picks up his first kill of the game. And we're scaling? Or...
I mean, yeah, sure, Cody Sun got a kill, but now also they're gonna lose their inhib turret for that.
I guess not the most worth play on the side of 100 Thieves. They'll lose an inhib probably too. 2-man stun on to Niski and Blabber, but nothing to follow it up. This inhib will go down. And
they did...
Yeah, good.
They did kill Licorice, but Cody Sun isn't backing, so it's still a 4v4. It's still an even fight, and both the ADCs of Cloud9 are here in the Blabber and Zven.
Yeah, Bard ultimate not gonna land onto anyone, and the second inhib will go down for 100 Thieves. That is the mid inhib. So Cloud9 taking 2, taking 100 Thieves jungle, taking whatever they can, and just laying waste at this point.
Yeah, they're getting everything they can. There's such a small margin for which 100 Thieves to get back in this game. They're trying to do what they can because they know, okay, the only way we're winning this is if Kog'Maw can get items. And so that's why they keep leaving him in these lanes and keep seeding things. But it's not happening fast enough to the point where they can actually negate Cloud9's advances.
Right. So now that this Baron is coming up in 20 seconds, do we see 100 Thieves contest? Predictions.
I think it would be very hard because I think that Cloud9 is just so ridiculously far ahead. They're gonna get vision over there, and it may actually look for it, but Cloud9 is starting to posture around this bot lane, so they may just push this out. Because if they draw somebody to this bottom lane, there's nothing that 100 Thieves can do.
Right. Yeah. I mean, great macro by Cloud9. They kind of just faked the Baron, right? And then this opened up the bot lane. It sent all of 100 Thieves up to that top side because they were scared of that Baron threat. And then Cloud9, able to just pick up a free the last tower outside of the base for 100 Thieves.
This is big. I mean, it's the bot lane tier turret on the for the blue team that's being taken, but it's not, so it doesn't open up too much, but still it's very big in the fact that they can pressure that third inhib, and now it looks like they're just going to walk to Baron. Vulcan was up there clearing vision out, and now there's not much that 100 Thieves can do, especially with these super mains actually starting to push into the base, so it looks like they're just going to start this.
Baron started up by Cloud9. It looks to be maybe a slow contest or a no contest from 100 Thieves. They are going to just seed it. Looking to push up the mid lane. Nisqy fishing for something. Will not find it. And yeah, the Nash should go over to Cloud9 here. We have a dragon in 40 seconds as well. So that would be the third dragon for Cloud9 if they decide to go for it. But they really don't need it at this point.
It also helped that Zven had the perfect guns for that. He had the red and white gun. So with the red gun, he's actually able to stack that up very quickly. And the white gun, when you use a different ability, it gives him multiple autos. So as you can see, the blade spinning around him, and that just multiplies his damage. And so he's able to shred through Baron super quickly, in addition to Kindred. And they didn't. So that's why they had Orin and Nisqy just sit in the mid lane, because they didn't really need him.
They did not need him. You are correct here. Now as the dragon spawns, Cloud9 pushing for the last inhib that can be taken away here. Onto the bottom lane inhibitor tower they go. Bard ultimate will land onto Cody Sun. In the backline, Stun getting chunked down to half health. Tower will fall, and onto the inhib they go. Nisqy fishing for more pokes, but a 3-man stun by Zven is huge. Ornhorn called out, but blocked by stun, and now Blabber will pop the invulnerable to stay alive, but he will go down. Cody Sun securing that last hit, but a lot of members are still full health for Cloud9. 100 Thieves has to run in and heal up. Onto the next tower as they go. One tower will fall. It's a 4v4 situation. Licorice is not going to be taken down. He has so much health and he's so tanky, but Meteos onto him. They go. Nisqy into the back line. A lot of damage onto Cody Sun. So much damage from him. Zven flashing forward, securing the last hits, and that is going to be the full team ace. That's going to be the game for Cloud9. We knew it was going to happen, but it finally actually was done. And Cloud9 is going to take game 2.
That was done in such dominant fashion, and that's already game 2. This is match point for Cloud9, so seeing that fashion of these last 2 games that Cloud9 has been performing at, it's really impressive. It's really, and I'm looking forward to the rest of the playoffs, and hopefully, though, 100 Thieves won't count themselves out, and they'll actually try to fight back in this last game and try to give it all they got. The Kog'Maw was a good idea, but the execution was just very poorly done, and so I'm hoping that we can see bounce back.
Yeah, I think a lot of the 100 Thieves mistakes were just in the immediate early game, right? Like the invade, it was just unlucky. Meteos got set really far behind, and that just allowed Blabber to be super far ahead and just completely stomp and just control the whole map. So I mean, I don't think that 100 Thieves in particular just did anything wrong. They just got unlucky a lot in this early game. So that was what? Go ahead.
Now I was gonna say that I was really impressed by Cloud9. They at every single point they dominated this, and again I agree with you in that it was off the back of 100 Thieves mistakes.
Yeah, Cloud9 looking very strong and looking to run over the rest of this series. But hope you guys enjoyed that game. We're gonna take a little break and we'll be back pretty soon.